Hey, good morning, viewers. Once again, I'm back for another one interesting video, and today's video is going to be very interesting. Yes, today's video is on public speaking. Now, though people who might be thinking that what is special about public speaking, we have seen a lot of videos till now on public speaking. So, you are going to speak again on the same things like how to be a good speaker, how to improve your communication. No, my friends, today I'm going to tell you something which is very special before you go to prepare about your next presentation. I'm sure that most of us, when we are actually ready for presentation, we have the first and the important thing in our mind that what we are going to present. So you must be ready with your great presentations, your great PowerPoint slides, where you have filled in all the statistics and all the important information which you want to say. But one big thing which you really don't think is how you're going to present all these things. Yes, that is how to factor I'm going to discuss today. How you can really evolve naturally, effortlessly as a good public speaker. I still remember the day when I have to face a big audience in front of me. It was around 300 people who are all looking at me, and I was really betrayed. I was really afraid that what to say and whether I'll be really able to connect with my audience or not. So if you have the same butterfly syndrome in your stomach and if you have the same problem, I'm sure you have really in the first stage of becoming a good speaker. So if you are really concerned about speaking to people and you are also equally afraid that how will you connect, whether your communication is going to reach out to your audience and they are going to act after your presentation, then I'm going to tell you that you are really going to be a good speaker someday. But becoming a presenter is not automatic. In order to become a good presenter, you have to gradually work step by step. So, what is the first step of becoming a good speaker or a good public speech, maybe orator? So, if you're really thinking that I would be going to give a good public speech or become a good public speaker, you need to understand the first thing you need to understand is BOM principle. Now, what is this BOM principle? It is just an abbreviation of background, objective, motivation. Yes, you have to understand before you go to give a speech or a presentation that what is the background of your audience, from which particular region or from which particular background they belong. So, example, if you're going to speak to a group of medical professionals, you need to use the terminologies or the analogies which are related to medical profession. Similarly, you are going to speak to a group of computer programmers. You also need to understand that how they understand things better. So you need to use the domain information or the particular set of examples which are related to their activities and to their society. In the same way, if suppose you got an invitation from a school where you have got some students from 7th or 8th standard, so you need to understand that how you can get your topic to their level, to their wavelength. Now, if you're going to use some topics which may sound heavy to them, so definitely you are not going to make a good impact. And secondly, which is very important, is realize what is their objective, why they should listen to you. So you might be a very knowledgeable expert, you might have a lot of exposure, but you need to understand that do you say something in your topic which is going to fulfill their objective, or you think in that way that what is that you say which is going to benefit them? Are they going to be benefited after listening to your communication? If yes, then yes, you have already understood their objective. And finally, which we all look for, is motivation. That yes, how you have been able to make them inspire, how your speech has given them a purpose to act. So if you have not really landed with the proper chain of inspiration, I'm sorry to say that you are not really ready for your presentation. So you please understand your audience. Again, I repeat, you need to understand their background. You need to really work out something to connect with your objective. And third is their motivation. And once you have gripped all these three things in your speech, you are on the first level of making a good presentation. So if you want to become a good public speaker, you need to work on this activity of working on BOM principle. And the year-old adage which we all know, everybody say as a presenter, that keep it short and simple. I've seen that many good speakers come on stage babbling with so many great examples, giving case studies and taking you through the different heights of communication. But what they really forget is that the more your content is short and simple, it's going to make more stronger impact, because the audience always remember the 10% of your initial speech and the 10% of your final speech. So in between whatever you say, it is sometime fading out of their mind. So make sure that what you start with, you also summarize the same, so that there is an absolute connect of all the cues and the person is able to relate with what you started with. And if you really are important about, you want to make an important impact with your speech, with your presentation, make sure that every time you start with your speech, start with an example of yourself where you connect yourself to the speech, and you also take the involvement of your audience. And the more you involve them into your speech, the more is the success rate of your presentation. Often my audience or my students ask me the question that, sir, how we can ensure that people act after our presentation, or how we can really get successful enough to make people believe what we say. I say that it is never so easy unless you understand that how people act. People act on their own. You cannot make them act. What you can do is you can give them the right purpose to act. Yes, I've seen a lot of speakers who really think that they have got a great ideology, they have got a good example, they have got a good story, they have got a convincing set of theories. But what is very important as a public speaker, that you have to work as a catalyst, and you cannot force somebody to do something. You have to rather work as an example where you can show them the road, you can show them the way, let them walk on it. So what is that you do which gradually inspired them from inside to walk on it? Yes, your speech, your examples, your presentation should be self-appealing. And when you can come out with such presentation techniques, I'm sure that you're going to be a great speaker. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. I'm going to come again once more with some interesting videos on PMA or public speaking. Till then, thank you, stay well, speak well, and become a strong speaker.